Finally.
Sorry, it's streamer mode. Mutes you.
To the day after a
No, it's
mob
okay.
overran
It's
the
all
U.S.
good, dude.
Capitol, where Biden and Harris will take their oaths of office
Yeah,
in
little
just over an hour from now.
inauguration time, huh?
Little inauguration time, yeah.
Am I live?
Yeah, you're live.
Hi, people.
Hi, people.
Okay. Dude, I'm so glad this is getting done with.
I know.
God. Like,
Dude.
I mean, you know me. I'm just like, just move on. I'll fight whatever fights I have to fight to keep, like, the rights that I want, but...
Dude,
Steve Bannon getting pardoned. What?
I mean, are you shocked? I'm not.
No, honestly, I really am. I really am, because that was like, I think that's like the one that probably his staff and the DOJ were like, you shouldn't do that. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
What was his charge with fraud in the We Build the Wall campaign? That's
well,
what it...
Yeah, so one thing I will say, though, like, this is not an endorsement of Trump. He had some good pardons, like some legitimate people that should have, been pardoned, especially like some of the nonviolent drug offender stuff, like that. That was good.
Yeah.
But that's not him doing it. That's other people petitioning him. But
right.
The fact that the fact that Bannon got pardoned and Joe Exotic didn't.
Oh yeah, dude, Joe Exotic. Fuck. They had a limo ready and everything, thinking that he was going to get a last-minute pardon. I want to know if they even had communications with the team and they had a reason to think a pardon might be coming, or they were just excited and thought the fucking hype would get them there.
Well, honestly, I think the old commander in chief is so flaky. He probably mentioned something, or like something was said by his staffers, and then I think at the last minute he was like, you know what? No, I don't want to do it. and I think his little bullshit son-in-law Jared, whatever. Kushner was like, I don't. The Tiger King is too low rent for us.
Jesus, yeah.
Carol Baskins wins again,
dude. I think Carol Baskins did it.
I mean, here I don't know. All I gotta say is I don't have a lot of faith in people, and because of that, I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm not. I'd say 50% chance she murdered her husband. 50% a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a real good chance. Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him, fed him to tigers. They snacking. What's happening? You never heard that?
Yeah, no, I haven't. Man, who's calling me from Wichita? Get out of here, dude.
You ever drink from one of those ale horns?
I mean, we were both in the Marine Corps together, so yes.
I didn't until after the Marine Corps.
Oh, wow. You're boring.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't get into it until I was watching Game of Thrones all the time, and I was like, okay, I want one of those. And I used to...
you're that guy.
Oh, yeah, I'm that guy. My Sunday ritual was to... I would get a bottle of wine, and Lauren and I would watch Game of Thrones, and I just fucking... Yeah, I would drink the bottle of wine through that ale horn. Oh, and I'd also make a pot of lamb stew, and then it would be ready by that time, and I would get a trencher of bread, dig it out and all that shit. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, you're so basic.
I'm cool as shit.
You're so ridiculous. Hey, send me the link for the panel, the login panel for the server, because I don't keep history, so I'm gonna do that reset real quick.
Don't do it yet.
Just, you want to do it tonight at midnight or something?
No, I want to do it in the afternoon after I'm off, because right after that I want to be around for it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll just do it this afternoon, and then just hit me up.
Yep.
Anyway,
I mean, pretend that if I wasn't in Kansas City, or if I was, and we went and visited fucking Jake, and we were all together at his place, and I fucking said, hey, I'm gonna fix this all bread with trenchers and ale, that you wouldn't be down there to visit and fucking eat some.
I would still call you basic and make fun of you.
And then
I would call you my serving winch.
Oh, he would do that. Yes,
I would do that.
You would, but then you'd fucking be gushing over my fucking lamb stew, and you'd be cheersing us with the mugs and everything.
Of course I would.
Of course you would.
You know what bothers me about the current political climate is everyone has such a cult of personality around their party that, like, you know, it just like Joe Biden isn't going to help you carry groceries up the stairs or be your neighbor. Like, he's a figurehead. But like, and the same with Trump. Like, people are just so like ready to just throw their 50% support behind their team. They don't. I don't know, man. I don't know how to articulate it.
No, I get what you're saying. But I will say that I think that Joe Biden's the kind of guy that would actually help you carry your fucking groceries. I think Trump would.
I don't think he is. I have a
fucking
deep
servants to
distrust.
do it.
I have a deep distrust of all politicians. I don't trust any of them, man. Like they're not. I don't feel like anyone in Washington is actually looking out for my best interest, like, at all.
Yeah,
I just don't believe it.
I mean, I think that's healthy. That's healthy skepticism. I think it's good to have that.
I mean, I like none of them. I think at the local level it's a little different,
Mm-hmm.
but which I think local politics and like local level politics is 10 times more important than national stuff. But that's me.
No, it is. People don't realize it though. That's something people don't understand is that their local, their state, all those electors, those are hugely important to their day-to-day lives, way more so than your federal politicians.
Yeah.
But the federal ones take the stage. And they're also doing the more, exciting things, right? Like your state banning fucking traffic cams is a cool story for a day, right? Hey, man,
God, I wish traffic cameras were banned everywhere.
Dude, I have it from that person that we know that works for the government in that state. That person worked for two different state representatives, or one state rep and one senator, and that person said that both of the chiefs of staff admitted that the only reason that state has those
traffic
cameras
is for revenue generation. It's ridiculous. Oh, I know. That's dude. Traffic cams have been something I've been railing against my entire adult life when they started coming around. Because traffic cams in relationship to ticketing are a very new thing. The technology is still new. It's only like 10 or 15 years old that it's been mature enough to actually use.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's nothing but revenue generation, and it's absolutely positively insane. And I'll tell you what else isn't nuts: speed limits. Speed doesn't kill people. Reckless driving does.
No, yeah. Well, the reason that like the median speed limit across the United States is 55 is because that's what during an oil crisis back in the early part of the 20th century, people believe that was the most efficient speed you could drive in the cars of the day.
My chipped F-150 that makes 500 horsepower still gets 20 miles to the gallon.
Yep, and we're not talking about like speed limits in your neighborhood, because obviously you can kill a fucking kid going 50 miles an hour.
No,
we're talking on the highways and normal roads and shit.
Well, I remember, and I want to bring the video, but there is this like group of students that actually got I think it was in Atlanta. They got on the highway, 4 cars across in all 4 lanes, and dropped all their speeds down to 55, and they caused a traffic jam like you wouldn't believe as a test. The 55 mile an hour speed limit is a carryover from an age when fuel economy was so bad that you had to limit it, and it just doesn't make sense.
I'm assuming they didn't just block 4 lanes evenly, right?
No,
like they staggered it.
They blocked all of them.
No. But if everyone goes side by side and goes 55 miles an hour, like, and the speed limit is 65, like that's gonna, of course,
the speed limit was 55, and they were going the actual speed limit, and it caused a traffic jam because people go over the speed limit.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, yeah, it's gonna happen. Absolutely. There's a lot of speed limits that don't need to be. Like 55 is very stupid, especially in a lot of places like North Carolina. Like Virginia, I think, does really well. I think Virginia has 70 miles an hour once you get past DC.
I mean, we have 70 miles an hour pretty much outside of everywhere in, the Midwest. In Montana for the longest time was whatever was reasonable. and I can't remember which big star it was, but someone was driving a Porsche in the mountains of Montana, and Montana Highway Patrol or State Police or whatever pulled them up. Montana Highway Patrol pulled them over and ticketed them for going too fast. They were going like 100 or something, and uh, and he fought it in court and said, "Hey, it says reasonable speed limit. This car is built to go 100, 120, 130 miles an hour. That's reasonable in this vehicle." And the judge tossed it, and that's why Montana now has speed limits.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Because people were just going around there, just
Ryan and I we got pulled over doing 100 in a 90 in Arizona, something like that.
Yeah.
We're going mighty fast. I always wanted to drive around like see that I was going to get pulled over and like drive up in front of a semi truck and then cut over into the fucking the fucking shoulder of the road and go back behind the semi truck. Did that make sense?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. I was waiting for some sort of you're a fucking idiot or you would still get caught or something like that.
No, you're not an idiot. Not yet, though.
The day is young.
Yeah.
We're getting a new washer and dryer today.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, it is fun. We had mold in the other one, and we were gonna pay someone.
How do you get mold in the other one? You guys not know how to clean that stuff?
No, we do know how to clean it. It's a very bad system. Like it molds over easy. We did some research on it in that model in particular.
It's what the house came with. That model is just prone to it, like with normal day-to-day operation. So I cleaned it out like pretty significantly, but it was coming back always so fast if I didn't use OxyClean or All Fresh on a regular basis.
Well, did you leave the lid to
doors
the dryer?
open? Yep.
Do you leave the doors open? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you leave the doors open, it still does. That's
no
bueno.
No, and it seems to also be the upstairs. I don't know what it is about it because it doesn't feel humid up there. The only thing is the bathroom is right there, and like the bathroom had black mold in it that we had to clean out too. Normal stuff along the grout, but I think it was just from how humid and how it doesn't vent out really well up top.
Crazy.
Yeah. Real quick, I have no connection to the University of Michigan. That's my roommate's dog shit fucking team. So I apologize if you're a Michigan fan, but I'm an Ohio State fan.
Of course you're an Ohio State fan.
Of course I am. I grew up in Ohio. Oh, by the way.
Did you read Hillbilly Elegy?
Not yet, and I want to read it before I watch it.
I will tell you that dude,
you don't like it?
I did not like it. I thought here's my issue with it. He's like, oh, like his whole like story is like, oh, I made it out of this horrible situation and joined the Marine Corps, and I'm a self-starter and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, good for you. So are about 100,000 other people do. Like your story is not special, and I hate people that ride the coattails of like addiction and like issues like that into like the limelight. It just drives me crazy, dude. Because literally I could be like, oh yeah, that's my story too. Because I grew up in freaking Tennessee, dude. When I moved to Kansas, I was living in someone's basement. Like, come on. It's just so dumb.
I mean, there are certain situations like that really annoy me. I haven't seen the story, but I will say that maybe it's something that I can imagine inspiring a lot of people to kind of reevaluate. Because I look at my hometown, which has been ravaged by the opioid epidemic, and I'd say, and that's within like the last 10 years. Because when I grew up, it was a small city, like it was still qualified as a city. We had one of the better football teams. We had a relatively good education system, all that, and it's just gone downhill so fucking fast over the last 10 years. Yeah. And I think that story probably speaks to a lot of people in my area now more than it would have back when I was
Yeah,
a kid.
who is really responsible for the opioid epidemic? Like
The
let's
fucking
think
politicians and the
about this. Really? Are they?
I'd say more so
is
the
it
companies and doctors.
The doctors?
Oh yeah, no. It's
Doctors are responsible for it. And you
I
know what?
blame.
You know what makes me mad when you look at like statistics like based on death and like stuff like that.
Mhm.
Medical malpractice is a lot, and I would consider opioid overdoses probably some sort of medical malpractice in some form or fashion.
I mean, I'm not necessarily in disagreement with that. I
Yeah.
no, my yeah, I did. Top of the list are the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors on pretty equal ground. The pharmaceutical companies knowing what they're producing and how they're pushing it to
Well,
doctors,
but the
and
thing
then
is like
doctors for.
the pharmaceutical companies, and I'm not trying to defend pharmaceutical companies
Mhm.
here, but the pharmaceutical companies make a product that is needed. Like that stuff is needed for pain management. I
They
mean, of
absolutely
course,
do. Yes.
there are studies that show that like in all actuality, like you can do pain management just as well with Tylenol or Advil and like stuff like that and Motrin, like high doses. But
Hmm.
there's still a reason for opioids and ketamine and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I see that there's a lot of issues there, and I think the politicians enable it, the companies produce it, and the doctors prescribe it because there's some sort of kickback system.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Exactly. So I think the system they
Is that
created is fucked.
who is walking in right
You know who
now?
that is?
Oh, it's the Antichrist.
Oh.
I mean, this is the woman that was so unpopular she lost to Donald Trump, dude.
True. True. I mean, but then
Like,
again, I think that there's okay. Look, I'm no Hillary fan, right? Like, I don't think I need to qualify that to you much more
Yeah.
than that. But I think that in many ways Hillary got an unfair shake during that election, and I remember I was against her
How did she
rabidly.
get an unfair shake?
I
She was propped up by the DNC, who and I'm going to preface this. I don't personally agree with Bernie Sanders on much, but at least Bernie Sanders is an honorable individual that
Mhm.
sticks to his guns, and he's probably one of the singular people. He's probably one of the 10 people in DC that gives a shit about his constituents and what they want.
I agree. No,
Okay,
I
and
was
just
terribly
just
upset
like
with
this,
how fucked he got.
just like
Absolutely.
Quentin Tarantino just said, "What the fuck is she wearing, dude?
The pantsuits.
She's doing the same thing she wore when she tried to be like, I'm part of the common man. Like last time when she wore that 300 or that $3,000 jacket thing, made her look like a dictator.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like there's a
She
lot of
does look like Barney.
So I listened to the what's it called, The Wilderness, which was a podcast produced by the Pod Save America folks that was just talking about like how the fuck that election went the way it did. And there was a really good episode on how much of Clinton's persona, her actual persona, doesn't get displayed because it's over manufactured to try to combat preconceived notions and like still I'm not throwing around the SJW sexist shit, but like to combat like certain like sexist ideas and uphill battles that she was having to fight that have kind of come to be the Hillary that we see in public versus the Hillary that's really there behind the scenes trying to actually do good for the country. And so I'm a little more empathetic to her, the way she's displayed versus the way she might actually be.
I don't know, man. Like if you look at if you look at how quote unquote broke they were when they left the White House, they basically didn't have much money when they left the White House, right? And then all of a sudden they got all these speaking engagements and all this money started coming in, and it's like I know that's sort of the thing that like happens with presidents and after office, but I just don't trust it, man. I don't trust it. I'm not trying to go down the conspiracy theorist path because I don't think it's that deep. I just think they are people that are after a dollar, and I think they saw the presidency as another way to be a huge moneymaker after she was done, and that's all it was. Like that's all it is for these people. It's just money. That's all
I
it
think
is.
definitely after the game, absolutely. I just real quick want to say, and I know this is going to piss off a lot of people watching right now. I I can't help but smile when I see George Bush. I know he did some fucked up things. Like there are things that every president. I don't think there's a single president we don't look at and say that was fucked, and some of which that has done horrible things. But at the same time, he's one guy that I just can't shake the idea that he's a really good person.
Here's my thing with George Bush. What is Michelle Obama wearing?
She's fucking styling, man.
What does that outfit remind me of?
Fucking.
I can't put my.
Hold on. Oh, the guy from not Tekken.
Yeah.
Is it Tekken?
I don't know, but
what's that guy's name?
you know what I'm talking about. I mean, she looks good. It's Michelle Obama. She looks great.
Is it Tekken? Hold on. The Tekken
No.
villain. No, what's the Street Fighter?
Yeah, it's Street Fighter. Oh, she's the
General
dude.
Bison. It's Bison.
Yeah, General Bison.
Oh, yes.
Yes. That's awesome.
Hold on, I gotta. Hopefully, someone snapped a picture so I can get this tweet out. Hold on.
Oh my god.
What were you gonna say about Bush?
You know, I think a lot of Bush's issues were okay. First off, 9/11 happened during his presidency, which I think 9/11 was unavoidable, considering like I mean we both know some pretty deep details about it from our work. I think 9/11 was unavoidable. I think he got a little bit of a raw deal, but I think Dick Cheney took complete advantage of the power he wielded.
Oh, dude,
Did
you watch? Did you watch? Sorry, folks, I'm rewinding so I can get a picture. Did you watch the Cheney thing?
What, the movie with what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. Vice or whatever it was called.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, it was that movie that kind of opened my eyes to some things that I hadn't.
Dude,
like.
Dick Cheney was like. Dick Cheney was like.
A borderline evil
Donald
puppeteer.
Trump.
Yeah.
Dude, he was as bad as Donald Trump, but he was smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Gildian said, like Bush as a person is a good person. Like he's a good person. Like no matter what anybody says, like he's just, you know, you have to make hard decisions when you're the leader of, you know, America. You know.
Hold on.
I mean, it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be president. I don't ever want to know what it's like to be president because that's rough.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Just running for president alone, like fuck that.
I mean, imagine. I mean, just the scrutiny you're under.
Mm-hmm.
Say, Nick, if Cheney and Bush swapped places, the world would be a much better or a much worse place right now. Like it would be bad. And again, you know what's funny? It's like I don't think Dick Cheney is evil. I don't think there's any such thing as evil. There's no such thing. Like the whole good and evil thing to me is just it's oversimplification of human nature. And I think people that do that good and evil stuff are smooth brains. I think they're dumb. They are. It's stupid. Like when people talk, like good and evil is like biblical stuff, and biblical stuff is just like sky fairy shit. It's just so dumb.
No, I think that gets oversimplified. Hold on one second. This is a banger tweet. All right, posted.
Sid, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think Hitler was good or evil. I think he was just a human that saw a way to, you know, basically take power and, you know, do some really terrible things. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't think there's good and evil in this world. I think they're just humans, and humans are just shitty. I mean, we literally try and just kill each other to get ahead. That's what it boils down to.
You're not defending. I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second. You didn't just defend Hitler on my stream.
Fuck, no, not at all. Hitler was a terrible person, and he. Too bad he didn't get killed in World War I.
True.
You know, one thing I always wondered if Hitler and J.R.R. Tolkien were ever deployed in the same areas.
I bet you could Google that.
I know. Well, there's not much on it, but it's like it's because I know J.R.R. Tolkien. A lot of his stuff was related to World War II. It's like what and World War I and World War II. Yeah. And it's just sort of interesting. It's like I wonder if they ever were near the same battle or near the same front line.
That would be very interesting. What's this? Look at all that. Who is this? It's a very Interesting outfit.
Gilderlin, or I hope I'm saying that right. I think you're right. I think Cheney did believe in American exceptionalism, and we could do no wrong, which we can clearly do wrong. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm. You know, I used to defend the use of Halliburton, like in Iraq, because I thought, hey, of course Halliburton's going to do that. Like, why? Like, if I was, to me, it was like a logical idea of why wouldn't you use a company that you're familiar with and you know what they can do, and you can have influence, and you can influence it to make sure that it goes the way that you want it to go when they're operating in that field of whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then, as an adult, because that was young Jared's idea. As an adult, it's like obvious huge conflict of fucking interest, and it really is hard to not think that like Cheney had some ideas of well, we can get that company in there, because he took like $32 million from the company when he left to go be vice president. Like, he should have given that money back.
Well, was that money a him divesting, or was that
I think it was actually just a here you go, buddy, like, thanks for your service to us. Wink.
I mean, but I don't know, man.
It's hard. Yeah.
Well, the thing too is like look at Biden's new SecDef pick, who is literally coming from a defense contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell, man?
And I don't necessarily think that's like the EPA guy used to be a lawyer for the EPA.
I don't think that's a bad thing either. But
I misspoke. I didn't mean EPA. He was a lawyer for an oil company.
It looks like, hey, did you see we're going to have man, I don't want to offend anybody saying this. We're going to have the first openly trans person as a Health and Human Services Secretary? Is that what it is?
No shit. I didn't know that.
No, yeah. Biden, 1 second.
Here's my thought. Like, I know that representation matters and diversity matters. So as long as he's picking people that are still fucking qualified, awesome.
Yeah, Biden nominates trans physician Rachel Levine as assistant health secretary.
Damn.
And I mean, I don't give a shit. I mean, it's as long as I don't.
The fucking half the country does.
as long as she does a good job, I don't give a shit if she's an alien from Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I guess they wouldn't be an American citizen then, so never mind.
And yeah, but
Pennsylvania
naturalized
Health Rachel
alien.
Levine to be assistant secretary of health. So that's pretty neat. First openly transgender federal official to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. So that's, apparently they have the acumen to be there. So that's awesome.
It's one of those things that, like, it should be a really good moment for the trans community where it's like, look at this. And then for those who are kind of on the fence, it's like, it normalizes it for them, and they see, trans people are people. There's nothing wrong.
That's So I'm a member of a group in Kansas City. I mean, you know me, I'm straight as an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a member of the Pink Pistols here in Kansas City.
Yeah,
and they're a LGBTQ firearms organization.
No shit.
Yeah, and yeah, it's interesting to see just like the demographics that join that organization, but there would normally be left-leaning demographics, but they, even though they're left-leaning, they're like, yeah, I want guns, yeah, I want to do this, yeah, I want to. It's encouraging to see. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And as far as like what Terrence said, where are you supposed to source talented leadership from? It's not a matter of they're sourcing talented leadership from companies that have defense contractors, because that's going to happen. When generals retire, generals go work in high level positions for defense contractors and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of it's the optics of an immediate, like, this person works for Raytheon or whoever, and then now they're going to be Secretary of Defense, but Raytheon is heavily involved with a lot of stuff that is going on. So it's like, is there a conflict of interest? I mean, you shouldn't have PFC Schmuckatelli at the DoD doing that kind of stuff, but I think there has to be a lot of scrutiny, and if you can't handle the scrutiny, you shouldn't be there.
Well, that's why when we would go work for contracting companies, you have to answer that question about what roles you held and all that, because they don't want someone that was in any way involved with like acquisitions or hiring on for contracts. They don't want people that might have hired for a contract and then jumped ship to go work on that contract they helped the government give to that company. So we have some protections in place for that shit.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's anti-lobbying rules and stuff like that, and
yeah, where does life go as a general, except for either just peaceful retirement or working for a DoD company? I guess politics.
Okay, so do you think we will ever see Roe v. Wade appealed now that we have a quote-unquote right-leaning Supreme Court? I don't think we will. I don't think it'll ever happen.
Wait, you say appealed? You mean like
as in it goes to the Supreme Court and then it's struck down,
overturned? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it'll happen ever.
I hope not.
Because all the justices so far that have been confirmed under Trump have said it's settled case law. And when is the last time a Supreme Court? When is the last time one of those was, one of their rulings was actually
overturned
by themselves by the court?
I do not know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I don't know one that I've been alive.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I did not hear about a bomb threat at the Supreme Court, but I mean, on today with everything happening, I bet even before Trump there were bomb threats and shit.
Yeah, I mean, bomb threats or Supreme Court faces bomb threat during Biden's inauguration 10 minutes ago.
Damn.
Nothing's being evacuated. Everyone said it was all okay.
Dude, I learned in
so much security there.
I learned in elementary school, you will fuck your life up if you make a fucking bomb threat.
Really? Did someone call one in?
Yeah, actually, like once or twice we had to all evacuate the school because some asshole kid called in a bomb threat.
Are you serious?
Like, it's usually a kid. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard.
And like I said, my school was good. Like I didn't grow up in like a bad school district or anything like that. It was just dumbass kids being dumbass kids. But I learned then.
Bill, you're not socially distancing, dude.
Dude, no one is.
Up over your nose.
So many people aren't. But I also imagine these people get COVID tests like weekly. So.
I mean, the COVID tests are like a 50-50 chance of being correct or not. So
the rapid ones are. The lab ones, nay.
I guess.
Lab ones are way more accurate. But what we were talking about. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I learned as a kid, like, you don't do that. So I don't understand why anyone would fucking call that in. Unless it's some conservative's kid that's, doing that.
I'll tell you what. I mean, you know this. It is so easy to trace where that stuff comes from now. Like,
oh, yeah.
What are you doing? I'm glad, as much as people hate the current administration, I'm glad to see Pence here. I'm glad to see Pence.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking about how, like, yeah, fuck you if you're thinking about running in 2024, but
I think he's been the singular voice of reason for the past about 3 months in that administration.
Yes, I grant him that, yes.
You might not like him, but he's probably been like, you know what, we probably shouldn't do this, or like, let's not do this.
Yeah. And then like I don't know if this was rumor because I was watching.
I mean, Bible Raiden's done a good job.
Bible Raiden.
Yeah, have you not seen the Bible Raiden memes?
No.
Of him as Raiden, and he's as Bible Raiden. It's awesome, dude.
I'm googling it. Hold on.
Hey Quentin, don't you ever compare Leslie Nielsen to Mike Pence? What is wrong with you?
Wait, who? What? Dude, Bible Raiden. Oh wait, I just saw one meme.
Wait, was that rewind? Was that Bannon? Is Bannon there? No.
It's very hard to rewind, so give me a second.
Hold on. I got. Oh no.
All right, I rewinded it. Let's watch.
Go back like right before. Dude, Mother Trucker is Bannon there? There's no way.
It should be right after this because this is when I started laughing about the Bible Raiden thing.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, Race Bannon.
Go ahead. Yeah. Oh, dude, the Race Bannon memes for him are hilarious.
Oh man, he does look like Race Bannon. If only he was a little
jacked.
No,
here's a good one. I'll send this one to you. It's super funny. Like, I love the Race Bannon, Johnny Quest, Mike Pence memes. They're so good. They're so good. It's so good.
Yeah, Mike Pence teaching a young Baron how to spot illegal. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
dude, there's tons of them. There's tons of them.
You can link these in chat if they're links, because these aren't bad memes. Mike Pence and Baron Trump fight off the
Like, they're bad. Oh man, they're awesome.
I love
Like,
Johnny Quest.
I have a folder full of them.
You crash this bus into that power plant, setting off a chain reaction that will moderately electrocute the nearby gay parade.
You
And
know
he's
why that's
smiling.
funny, right?
Oh my God.
Because he believes in like the electroshock
Yeah.
therapy for
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
No, it's
Because-
funny in that, like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Kind of way. Like, Vice President Mike Pence visits the Mexican border for some. Oh no. No.
Dude,
Holy shit.
I told you, like they're amazing.
What is that gun he's holding?
Nothing that exists in real life.
That's what it looks like.
Dude,
It's like
so
an
a friend,
AK and a fucking.
so get this. So a friend of mine runs a, I guess he's an acquaintance. An acquaintance of mine runs a gunsmithing and he runs like a gunsmithing school in Maryland, right? This guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so, gunsmithing, he runs a gun shop, gunsmith, he's went to go get his concealed carry permit from Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And guess how much it cost. Okay, for him and his wife to get their concealed carry permits in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Along with buying 2 handguns. How much do you think it cost? And mind you, I'll tell you the 2 handguns they bought were $600 a piece. How much do you think it cost in Maryland for them both to get qualified to be able to get a concealed carry permit because they have a need, because they have a high risk business?
$2,000 each.
It was $3,400 total.
Wow, that was not bad.
How that's insanity. To protect yourself, if you want to carry a firearm legally, because you're not a felon, $3,400.
So wait,
You know how much it costs in Kansas to get your concealed carry permit?
$50.
Like 100.
So is that because now is any of that cost because they're doing it for business reasons and not for
No.
personal? Okay.
No, personal. So
Okay.
so I'll break it down for you real quick, and just tell me to shut up whenever I need to shut up for the inauguration.
Yep.
So the handgun qualification class, $150 a person. Live scanned fingerprints to get fingerprinted, to just be fingerprinted, $50 a person. Qualification license from the state, $50 a person. That's not including the class.
Mm-hmm.
Purchase a handgun, $650 a piece, plus 6% sales tax. $10 to the state police, and wait 7 days per person.
So we can cut out $1,200 from that price because that's the cost of their guns.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at $2,100 for administrative, or
Yep.
$2,200. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have external locks, 10 rounds or less magazines, and you have to purchase a lock, so that's another $30 to $50, and it's going to be on the approved list.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland handgun permit, you need justifiable cause. So, and the permit's only good for 2 years.
Jesus.
If you're a business owner, you have to meet an exemption, and there's another additional $75 per. Then, before you can actually go to training, you have to make sure all your stuff's zeroed and ready, and that's $90 for basically an hour of range time just to make sure you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 16-hour training class for the Maryland carry permit, $350 a piece.
That's a
That's
lot.
absolute insanity. You know what that does?
Makes it
that
so you can't
is-
do it.
That disenfranchises poor people.
Yeah.
That disenfranchises minorities.
There's
Because it's insane to me.
Dude, I talked to a cop I know. I just want to make it clear that this person and I aren't really close. This person said to me very casually that crime has gone up because the African American community received their stimulus checks and used it to buy new loads of drugs to sell, and so there's an uptick in violence.
That is the most pants on head stupid thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life, and that person should be kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's some of the most like racist presumptions I've ever heard, and it's coming from a detective. And so it's like, I hope that there's like some modicum of restraint where this person doesn't operate that way when they're actually conducting their business, and these are just their racist thoughts they have, like that come from a place of ignorance and not understanding.
Unfortunately, when I was in law enforcement, I met a lot of. Let's go and just say, I'm just going to go and preface this with racism is terrible. Like, being racist is not a good thing. It's also a learned habit from your parents or your friends or whatever else. You're not born racist.
Mm-hmm.
I do see, though, like, I've seen cops separate their racist thoughts from their actual job, though, and it's very weird to me because I'm like, that person's a racist, but he literally just pulled two African American kids, two black kids, out of a car that was on fire and started patching them up.
Right.
And like sat and held them until EMS came.
Right. And I wonder if it's
and I'm like, I just don't get it. It's weird.
To me, that's an easy situation. No, I'm not a racist, but hey, I'm actually saying I'm not a racist, but in a way that's actually reasonable. And it's weird because I'm about to say I'm not a racist, but I can understand how a racist would still be able to like save the kids and be okay with it, right? But it makes me wonder, like, when executing a search warrant or when, executing a police stop, in those moments, if those same people you're talking about are able to still separate it. Like if they're more trigger happy or more on alert just because the person's black, But in this case of the kids, they're still able to do their job and not think twice about it.
Now, Gildian said crime has gone up because people are more desperate, but has crime really gone up? Or is it just we have better reporting? That's the thing I struggle with is, like for instance, there was a debate I was in a couple days ago of everyone's like, oh, since Trump's been in office, rapes have gone up. And if you look at the actual statistics, forced rape has increased. But since 2013, it's been on an uptick. But it is still less than half of what it was in the early 90s.
Yeah.
But they also rewrote the rules on what qualifies as rape about 2012, 2013. So it's more of is there more reporting? That's the thing. And I think, I think it's bad if we see an uptick, but I think it's also good if people are reporting it more if it's happening to them. You know what I mean? Like not rape is good, but like the fact that people are actually reporting these acts and people are being brought to justice.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I bet the Me Too movement helped a lot too. I think a lot of people became much more comfortable and or understanding of why it's important to take action.
And Gildelin just said, crime continued to drop at least until the pandemic, and it's gone up. I was like, I will tell you from the buddies of mine that are still at the sheriff's office and other law enforcement agencies, they're like, yeah, crime has gone up. A lot of crime has gone up because people are home now. They're not traveling, so more things are being reported, more things are happening. There's definitely been an uptick in crime in my area, which is definitely, it's weird.
I think we knew, like, because I remember conversations happening in March about domestic violence, suicide, and
Dude,
that's it. Those two going up.
I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a sharp uptick in suicides here soon. Like, you think it was bad now? Just wait, because we're going on a year of being being locked down, and like I understand we have a lot of people that are dead, like from the pandemic. I get it, but we can't stay locked down, dude. I mean, we got to figure out a way to get this stuff rolling. Not because of the economy necessarily, but because people are going to start losing their absolute shit.
Yeah, like I think the vaccine could not have come at a better time. And
if it works,
Yeah, and as they unfuck distribution, and that's looking promising. I
Did you
think
see?
that
Did you see Cuomo throwing away a bunch of vaccines because they were past their date, and
yeah,
like they could have used them, and he's
Cuomo
like,
did some
no,
stupid shit. Yeah, unless I'm missing some piece of critical information, I think Cuomo fucked up with the
dude,
vaccines.
he's gonna run for president in 4 years. Watch.
Oh yeah, no, dude, he published a book that looks like a mafia novel. Have you seen the cover of that?
He's such a turd.
Hold on. I like his brother. I think his brother's a pretty good
They're
reporter.
both turds. They're New York liberals like Trump. Trump's a New York liberal.
Look at this. Look at this image. I'm gonna link it in chat so everyone can see it. Look at this fucking image. This is Cuomo's book. Tell me that doesn't look like this.
This is so dumb. Do you see this? Leadership lessons from the COVID-19. He was literally telling people to go to Broadway.
I just
Get
want to
out of here, man.
look at this.
He was telling people to go out and eat and go to Broadway and do this and do that, and then like he shoved people in nursing homes to die. Like what are you talking about? He is a wretched piece of crap.
Do you see that?
Yeah, just absolutely nuts. Oh my god. Yeah, that's awful.
I saw that in the bookstore. I'm like, this doesn't look good, dude. This doesn't look good. And then you look at all the conservative books. What the fuck are conservative books, by the way? My mom used to buy them, and I remember picking up like an Ann Coulter book, and I remember reading it and like laughing, and then I just put it down after the first chapter. I didn't finish it because it wasn't really enthralling. It's really just these people going on like Twitter rants, but in long paragraph form.
Yeah,
And,
if I wanted to hear you Twitter rant, I'd actually pay attention to you on Twitter, but I don't. So
and then they're just it's them crossing their arms, and it's some snappy thing about liberals on the title.
The only conservative books I've ever read, and I don't know if you'd even really call them conservative, are the ones by I like reading Thomas Sowell. I really like Thomas Sowell. And one of my favorite books is Black Rednecks and White Liberals. And I think it's awesome. It's a good book. It's a good book. So Thomas Sowell he's an African American, but he is also part of the Hoover Institute. And he's got a lot of really good short form and long form essays on like just the economy and and basically just African American culture and the actual roots of some African American culture in Scotch Irish Americans in the antebellum South.
Oh shit!
It's really good. It's some pretty crazy stuff. And it's pretty good. I'd recommend anyone read some Thomas Sowell because he's like. I don't know. I like some of his perspectives. And Costrin said Sal is shit. He's not good. You want to qualify that statement, or like I mean, it's funny to me people in Twitch chat going, Thomas Sowell sucks, but he's part of the Hoover Institute. He's a well-regarded author. He's a well-regarded economist. So
you guys are on your own with Sneaky here because
yeah. Like if you're gonna call that out, you might want to qualify that.
I don't know anything about this guy, so this isn't like ignoring blah 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 blah. I really don't know anything about this dude. Oh, you want to hear something stupid? My fucking iPhone charger stopped working, just randomly.
Really?
Yeah, really annoying.
That sucks.
It does suck. I've been binging all the Avengers movies or all the Marvel movies. I completely forgot about Age of Ultron.
Dude, I'm so over all the Marvel movies. Like they're trash.
Well, now
like
that Tony Stark is dead.
The last few ones have been trash. Even before like.
I disagree. I thought the Infinity series was good.
No. The Infinity War or what was the last movie called? What were the last two Thanos movies called? Infinity War and what else?
And
Endgame.
Yeah.
Like they were trash.
I disagree.
They were trash. Like and Captain Marvel was awful.
No, I haven't seen Captain Marvel.
It's terrible, dude.
That one I haven't seen. Can we talk about how hot Gal Gadot is, though? Ugh.
Coaster, I'm not going to accept an Amazon review for something like that. That's ridiculous.
I think he's just saying that summarizes it. So
okay, well I'll read it. I'll read that.
You can go ahead and do that. We're going to turn some audio on because it looks like we got Klobuchar speaking. My name is Larkin. Please subscribe to my channel, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I need your subs and I need your support so I can grow my shit bigger. Please, oh please, I don't need donations, just need your follows and adorations. Please, 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 like, subscribe, and follow.